Alright, ladies and gents, back here with a how to play Diablo Blind. We're going to look at builds and synergies. I apologize for the background sounds, people doing laundry, life happens, right? So, I'm using this video mainly to help blind and low vision players who've never played an ARPG before understand how builds and synergies work, and also because I feel like there's not enough builds for leveling on World Tier 1 and 2, which is where I'm at still. I haven't beat the campaign yet because I keep getting sidetracked. So like you see a lot of builds discussing the uniques and World Tier 3 and higher and blah blah blah. So I'm like, kind of want something that I am familiar with that I can express my views on, right? I've done a couple dungeons to get aspects. I've gotten a couple legendary powers from just random weapons and gear, and I've just used these to mix and match and try and make a build that I am comfortable with. It's not exactly a great build as far as like, oh, I'm dropping everything in like one hit. No, it still takes a minute. It's just, to me, this is a lot of fun. So, what's the basic concept of a build here in Diablo 4 is your skills, stats, and gear all synergize with each other, as in your gear funnels into more damage or defense, obviously by the inherent stats, but more so with legendary powers or skill ranks. And if we look here at my necklace, so I'm going to mute my mic so you can hear the TTS.
Neck, head, neck, equip, necklace of the protector, legendary amulet, 237 item power, 5.8% resistance to all elements, 5.8%, plus 1 rankable defensive skills 1, plus 1 rankable rat skills 1, plus 1 rankable companion skills 1, imprinted, damaging an elite enemy grants you a barrier absorbing up to 1080, 293-585 damage for 10 seconds, this effect can only happen once every 30 seconds, plus 75 armor, requires level 15, not to double, sell value, 6013 gold, left action button, unequip, barriers absorb damage from all sources up to a specified amount. That skill is not ready.
Alright, so you see there how the synergy works, right? We have +1 rank to 3 different skill groups and the barrier. Though that alone, the skill ranks to 3 different things, that's why I've kept that amulet on me for so long, is because I use 2 defensives, I use a companion, use 2 wrath. Wait, no, I use 1 defensive, sorry. I'm trying to think. So, yeah, so point being, you have plus skill ranks to either active skills, like skills individually, like shred, or the actual skill group, like defensive, or some people claim they have passive skill ranks, so which I don't have, which is unfortunate. But as for the current build synergy, we do have the helm, which is if I'm damaged while injured, I have unstoppable, which is a crucial stat, which we'll cover in a different video when it comes to the terminology in this game. What is the chest piece again? I don't remember. Let's see what it says. It says takes a long time. There we go. Yeah, basic skills, grand damage reduction. The gloves of natural balance just gives me more crit damage on my earth skills. This increases ranks or time on my rock and earth bulwark. Kind of useless, honestly. We don't worry about that. And this right here. 599 power, 770 damage per second, 616 924 damage per hit, 1.00 attacks per second, plus 18.0% damage to crowd controlled enemies, 18.0%, plus 21.0% damage to close enemies, 19.0-26.0%, plus 11.0% damage over time, 9.0-16.0%, plus 24.0% vulnerable damage, 19.0-26.0%, plus 19.0% damage to distant enemies, 19.0-26.0%, lucky hit, up to a 34%, 20-40% chance when dealing lightning damage to overload the target for 3 seconds, causing indirect damage, deal identical 644 additional damage to surrounding enemies, druid only, requires level 35, not to double, druid, sell value, 39,500 gold, that legendary staff is pretty nice as far as this build goes. And then this is savagery, what does this one do? 16.4% fire resistance, 16.4%, plus 14 life regeneration while not damaged visibly, 11-23, plus 9.0% overpower damage, 9.0-16.0%, plus 19.0% damage to injured enemies, 13.0-20.0%, imprinted, werewolf skills function as storm skills and weather skills function as earth skills for the nature and macros, SQAT passive, 14.3% lightning resistance, requires level 38, ring, equip, stormclaw and macros, S10, legendary ring, 480, 4 skill spend resource to deliver powerful attacks, that skill is not ready. Right, so the basics of all this is this. My necklace, helm, and chest piece offer damage reduction by a lot. The gloves, weapon, both rings, and technically my boots all offer damage. Now, of course, everything is subject to change as I get higher and higher. new gear, new loot, new points to put in skills. But the point remains, that's the idea of, basic idea of how like your gear should look for a build. It all synergizes. It's like, okay, this gives me unstoppable, this gives me barrier, this gives me damage reduction every time I hit with a basic. Like those make sense. Cool. Those are my defensives. The staff causing AOE with lightning, and you'll see why that's a synergy later with the skills themselves. So if we look, here's why it's a big synergy. Actually, the ring. Let me show you the ring.
Stormclaw Macros S-Band. Legendary ring. 483 item power. 16.1% cold resistance. 16.1%. 16.1% lightning resistance. 16.1%. Plus 13.0% vulnerable damage. 9.5 and 13.0%. Plus 5.0% physical damage. 4.5 and 8.0%. Plus 12 life regeneration while not damaged recently. 10 and 22. Imprinted. Critical strikes which strike deal 20%. 20 and 30% of the damage dealt as lightning damage to the target and surrounding enemies. Druid only. 5.0% resistance to all elements. Requires level 37.
Right, and that's the basic idea. So that causes lightning damage, and lucky hit. My lucky hit has a chance to do more lightning, big OE, like just big lightning AOE everywhere, right? That's the idea. The problem is my lucky hit chance is abysmal right now, but I haven't really tried to keep lucky hit chance as consideration, unfortunately. So let's go look at the actual skills themselves. So here, I'm going to. So I clicked right stick twice, click left stick once, and it pulls up my actual skill bar. So Earthenborough War, this gives me just unstoppable, this gives me all the big defensive I need. Rabies, this is poison.
12 seconds. Lucky hit chance. 50%. Shapeshift into a werewolf and perform an infectious bite on target dealing 294 and 359. 39% damage. And applying an additional 888. 106%. Poison damage over 4 seconds. Infected enemies spread rabies to other surrounding targets. Modifiers. Rabies and apples. Poison damage also increases over the lifetime of the disease. Dealing 30%. X. Bonus damage at max duration. Rabies deals its total poison damage in 4 seconds instead of 6. Poison damage. Button action button.
Right, so it's poison. Trample is just big damage.
Shapeshift into a lord air. Become unstoppable and charge forward. Dealing 769 939. 97% damage of knocking back enemies. Enemies who are poison creeper. Rank 4/5. Item contribution 3.
Poison creeper.
Cooldown 20 seconds. Lucky hit chance 28%. Passive. 8 poison creeper. Storm strike. Rank 1/5. Basic. Shred. Rank 5/5. 4. Werewolf.
Right. So the basic idea is the Storm Strike gives me damage reduction from the gear, but also the skill itself. So that's two sources of damage reduction. It causes vulnerable, which is a status effect. Shred, which is my big damage, my most damaging. That is giving a lot of critical strike damage, plus the lightning AoE every time it crits. And plus it has the extra potential proc of the staff lightning AoE, so that's critical damage on top of 2 different lightning AoE multiplication damage sources. Earthenborough War is utility defensive, keeps me alive, keeps me unstoppable for 9 whole seconds, which is a very long time. Trample is a gap closer. It's a unstoppable. It knocks enemies back and stuns them, does more damage. Poison Creeper keeps everybody stood still, and poisoned, more poison. Rabies honestly is the one where I could realistically swap it out to something else at this point, because it just realistically probably isn't helping all that much. Maybe, I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. So that's Rabies is the outlier. Rabies and Trample are the two outliers where like I could trade you out. Earthenborough Work, Stormclaw, or not Stormclaw, Lightning Strike, Shred, and what's the other one? I forgot what I was saying. Poison Creeper. Those 4 are pretty much mandatory because Poison Creeper's AoE, Shred results in AoE, Lightning Strike gives me damage reduction, vulnerable, and someone's healing next to me. They got healing potions. Anyway, point being, you start to see start to understand the idea of the build here. So every time I shred and there's a crit hit, there's a chance for more lightning to proc. So that's just a whole bunch of AoE right there. The Poison Creeper just freezes everybody, does a lot of damage in 3 seconds. Rabies does poison damage. And here's the kicker. There's some passives that increase the crit damage even more as you start to poison everybody. So if everybody's poisoned, they take 30% more crit damage. Now, the other side of this is the passives, right? The passives, if we look here,
Heart of the Wild. Rank 3/3. Maximum spirit is increased by 9. Left action button.
Maximum spirit
Recharge
increased.
landfall,
Okay.
1,368 gold. Enhanced landslide. After landslide, primal landslide. When you mobilize or stun an enemy, you gain innate within bulwark. Rock shrapnel, preserving within bulwark. Casting wild maul. Maul has a 20% chance to knock down enemies for 1.5 seconds. Primal landslide. When you mobilize or stun an enemy, you gain terror mode. Each enemy hit by landslide consumes wild maul. Maul has a 20% chance to knock down enemy. Raging landslide. When you stop innate within bulwark. Rock shrapnel flies outward with preserving within bulwark. Casting within innate within bulwark. Rock shrap, iron fur. Predatory instinct. Rank 3/3. Critical strike chance against close enemies is increased by 6%. Plus. Left action button. Hold. Digital break gate. You gain 3% plus movement speed while in werewolf form. This bonus persists for 3 seconds after leaving werewolf form. Not yet runic. Holy decree. Bottom action button.
So that's the basic idea. Is like you start to see passives like 15% more damage every time you shapeshift. You have 6% more crit strike chance. Your damage reduction against elites is 12%. Like there's like a bunch of little synergies here and there. I have not hit the Paragon board yet. I'm only like 46, so it's slowly getting there. Oh lord, I can feel how slow the leveling is in this game at this level. Oh my god. But yeah, so hopefully you guys have a kind of better understanding. Remember, you're looking for things that synergize with what you're trying to do with your skills, right? So legendary affixes, just basic stat rules. Your passives and actions kind of want to match. So the idea for me here is rabies, like trample into a crowd, so that way the people are knocked back or stunned. Rabies is one of them, so the rabies spreads and starts doing damage everywhere. Then start shredding down with the more AoE. So the idea is it's just clear like packs and packs. Mostly fine, but it doesn't really do much against a single target, which is the big downfall of this, honestly. I kind of use rabies and trample to kind of make up for Shred's lack of single target. So yeah, I hope you guys found this helpful or useful. If you did, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And hope to see you guys on the next Twitch stream. Goodbye.